Hi YouTube. I had some questions on some of the videos that I had recently done about the Horizons curriculum for homeschool. So I just wanted to go ahead and make a video response to some of those questions and hopefully might answer other people's questions as well in just one video. So what I did was I used the Horizons preschool, and this is their pre-K version. And they did come out, so this would be like for 4-year-olds. And they did come out with a 3-year-old's version. And so the questions that I've received are, is it really necessary to do this? Or can I just jump into doing the kindergarten curriculum from Horizons? So when I did this, my boy was 3. So we did it from 3 to 4. And in this, he learned all of his letters and numbers, but it's a lot more than that. It really gets the idea of school and routine and what it's going to look like. And so not only do they just learn their letters and numbers, but they're also going to learn writing. They have memory verse Bible lessons, shapes, arts and crafts, physical education, story times, music. So like if you just look here, so like this is one day, so lesson. So there's a whole lot more to this than just their letters and numbers. So if you go through this, you're going to give them an amazing foundation to build on. And so my suggestion is that yes, it would be a very good idea to go through this before you start the Horizons kindergarten stuff, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But the Horizons kindergarten stuff is a lot more intense. It's not laid back. It's not easy by no means. So I think having a really good foundation and doing this first is a good idea. I'm not saying it's the right for everybody, but for us, it was really, I'm really glad that we did this first. This curriculum, it just encompasses so much. So they're really going to just grasp the idea of school. And so I would definitely suggest going through this curriculum. And then they'll have a very firm grasp on all their letters, forming them. And if you work with them with the sounds, they'll learn all of the sounds of the letters. And they even go through numbers and even work up to addition. They will know all their shapes, all their colors. And so that is really important to know all of that before you start the Horizons kindergarten, because it moves a lot faster and they require a lot more from them in kindergarten. I'll show you what I mean. So this was the phonics and reading for Horizons. This is going to be the kindergarten. There's 4 teacher guides, 4 student workbooks. Okay, now I'll just show you an example. So we have been doing this for 3 weeks now. We're in our 3rd week of kindergarten, and my kiddo is 4. And so for yesterday's lesson, we were working on the letter M. So what he had to do is he had to, write the letter M, write words, sound out words, fill in the blanks, write the words out, knowing the sounds and circling whether they start with a certain sound and writing the letters they start with and the sounds that the words are. And beginning reading is in there as well. And so the next lesson, we're going to go through P. And so I'll give you an example of the worksheet. So like there's introduction to the letter. Then already, you're practicing writing. You're writing beginning sounds, reading sentences, reading the words and drawing it to the picture. So that is just one lesson. And for me, I think that's quite a bit. So sometimes we actually split up the lessons between 2 days. And then there's a story that goes with each letter. So it is kind of intense to begin with. So I think having a a firm foundation of the letter and the sound, and even how to write the letter before you start this is going to be very beneficial, because it's a huge leap from preschool to kindergarten in their curriculum anyways. And so with math also, math is not near as big of a deal, and I kind of have a math kiddo that enjoys math and understands it, so we kind of even were able to double up on some of the first lessons. But just having the basic numbers all down and addition all down already. And so we're on lesson 28 and you know, we're filling in the numbers, we're doing clockwork, counting by tens. And so I do think that it's really good to start with the preschool. And I mean, unless you have a kiddo that already knows everything that, and it has a really good foundation, then you could probably jump into this and maybe go at a slower pace. But if you have one that hasn't gone through preschool, or you've done a lot of preschool work with, I would definitely suggest going through the preschool first. And you know, you don't have to go through everything in that preschool book. You can speed ahead if you need to. I mean, sometimes we combined lessons and went forward at that. So the other question that people have said, especially like with these math curriculums, you know, like we know how to add and all that stuff, so why do we need the teacher's manual? But I really enjoy having the teacher's manual just kind of as a backbone. And then also the worksheets for the kids have what they need to do. But in the teacher's manual over here, it has teaching tips, and it has like what you should be teaching them. And so like review counting to 50. Like if I didn't have my teacher's manual, I wouldn't have known that, okay, already I need to be working on counting to 50 as we're working to counting to 100, even though we haven't even gotten to that on his worksheets. So if I just had his worksheets, I wouldn't know like what type of concepts I should have already been introducing him to. And so that's why I like the teacher's manual, because I just like to have the people that wrote the curriculum, I like to have their ideas, and I like to know where they're going and what they're thinking. And so I do suggest teacher's manuals. I